Welcome to Cannabis School. I'm your host, Jesse Angeles.
And I'm Brandon Elder.
And we're here to talk to you about everything pertaining to cannabis, from vape,
flower,
edibles,
strains,
and everything in between.
Yeah, man. How's your week been?
Dude, it's been amazing. I'm not going to lie, I got a lot of things going on in my life. Even though it could be overwhelming, I'm continuing to keep positive and not just optimistic, but forward thinking. So, good.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's kind of been a weird headspace lately.
Yeah. I mean, you've been going through a lot of similar things, and much more. But, you staying positive?
I sure as hell am trying. It depends on the day and the moment. Sometimes I'm like, oh man, I really need to go outside and just partake a little bit more. Allow myself to get out of the negative headspace and allow myself to be able to see the positive and look for that.
Well, that actually goes really well with today's strain. This is a positive strain. It's a very Tangie. Oh, I just let it out. What are we talking about today?
Just snuck right out there.
It totally did.
I know. So we're actually talking about one that was a remake of a really popular strain back in the 90s.
And so it's Tangie we're talking about today.
Yeah. A remake of Tangerine Dream.
Yeah, Tangerine Dream. And it's, oh man, I mean, what's the best way? Well, let's go into the makeup of it. This is Sativa hybrid, but more Sativa leaning, I would say, or just a Sativa, actually.
Yeah, it's a Sativa strain for sure. It's a mix of California Orange and Skunk 1, and it's actually most prevalent terpene is myrcene, so it's a pretty dominant Sativa with, like, I'd say high teens, low 20s for THC, and it's actually won over 10 different prizes in cannabis cups in 10 months.
Wow. And I mean, and you were talking about the remake, so the remake from Tangerine Dream, that came from Amsterdam, if I'm not correct.
Yeah, back in the 90s. So supposed to be an amazing strain back then. And this Tangie has been a pretty fantastic remake. You rocked that in a tincture for a long time.
Now, Tangie, I've had I think the only thing I have not had Tangie in is flower. But I have had Tangie in extracts, in distillates. I've had it in live rosin. Tangie is awesome. I've had it in the tincture. I've had it in edibles, quite a bit in edibles. I would say, backing up in the vape form, still one of my best. It's one of my favorites. In distillate, it's a really good one. It's not like a limoncello. It's definitely not like jet fuel, but it is a very productive, happy, not super chatty.
Yeah,
I never felt super chatty on.
It is a very productive, focused, I feel high, very citrusy flavors, like a lot of overwhelming orange, a little bit of sour skunkiness.
Yeah, definitely. Especially the scent. Like the taste is very citrusy, but the scent is very stereotypical cannabis.
Like you get some citrusy hints in there for sure, but it does have like those sour notes, especially in the smells and that, like you were saying.
It has this, I would say, now going from vape to extract, so dab, having this in dab, it was really nice. It's very mild. The terps don't make me cough a lot. Based on the terpene profile on this, it wouldn't really. It doesn't have. What is the most prevalent in there? Did you bring
myrcene?
Myrcene, yeah. Myrcene is awesome. I don't cough a lot when it has even a good amount of myrcene in there. That's where the citrusy flavors are coming from too.
Yeah, you'd get some of that from
the sweetness.
Yeah, it was a good strain. I think that you use this a lot during the day though too. I'd say it's a great daytime strain for like productivity,
creative strain. By far one of, and that's said a lot throughout different types of different strains, especially sativa strains. People think like, oh, you got focused, you're going to be really creative, but meaning that you have to have the intent. Um, we both have studied neurolinguistic programming, so we understand the idea and the concept of anchors. And I have used Tangie as an anchor. Now I use a lot of sativas for an anchor, but Tangie is a really good one for certain types of projects I'm trying to get in touch with. And when I smoke, Tangie, I'm looking for a certain sense, and then I couple that with sound, with a certain type of music, and I'm able to focus. I actually can create a state of flow.
Yeah.
And a state of flow either is there or it's not, but this is a great way to be able to put that anchor into your mind and your body of thinking, I need to get something done. But at the same time, this is a fun, uplifting high. I can go play. I can go play outside with my kids. I could have a water gun fight, or I could sit down and play some video games, or I could play a card game. Matter of fact, my wife would love that. I hate board games and card games just because I get bored. But once I start going, if I had some Tangie, bro,
yeah, it helps.
Tons of fun.
For sure. It's like a very energetic, uplifted, it's like creative, focused, euphoric.
Oh yeah.
Strain. So it's perfect for all of the above. So for mine, it takes like 30 minutes to fully settle in with Tangie.
Really?
Yeah, it was not like a direct onset, especially with, maybe it's because most of it was tincture. Most of my recent one with Tangie was a tincture.
Yeah, you should definitely try it in your vaporizer. I would, one of the things that was said about it in different reviews from other people is that it doesn't last a really long time. I would have to agree and disagree on that. And the reason why is the amount that you use or in the form that you use. So I've never had Tangie in flower. I want to be real clear about that. I've never had it in flower. What I've heard is that in flower form, it's not long lasting. Now with the flavor profile, that's not a big problem. That sounds like, oh, well, I might have to smoke a little more sooner. Okay. Doesn't sound like a bad thing.
Ball 30. All right.
Right. But I would say in the extract form, especially in the dab form, it lasts me a good amount of time. I would say I get about an hour, hour and a half out of it. And I'm not using a ton of wax, but at the same time, it's really good. And in the tincture form, I typically about 4 to anywhere 6 hours.
Yeah, I think for working, like actually getting productivity stuff done, this is fantastic.
And it has a little bit of pain relief in there as well. I would say out of the sativas, it doesn't.
I was surprised the medical ones are like medical uses for this are actually chronic pains in there. It's stress, depression, anxiety, helping with loss of appetite, pain, insomnia, nausea,
Intestinal problems.
yeah, ADHD and bipolar disorder and migraines.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this one's like a really good all-around medicinal use.
Yeah, this is something like how people keep ibuprofen and Tylenol in their house, like constantly.
Yeah.
This is something that definitely should be in your bag.
Yeah, have some Tangie with you instead of some Tylenol.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've had stomach problems. I mean, who doesn't have stomach problems these days, right? But when you smoke Tangie or you ingest Tangie, smoking by far the quickest way to get into your system, but it's awesome. Like I just feel good. I'm like, all right. Within about 5 minutes, my stomach problem is gone.
Yeah, I love how cannabis actually helps with that. Anytime I have like a really unsettled stomach,
right,
or just like my stomach, I'm having pains, I will go partake. And then within a handful of minutes, it's like I can eat or do whatever because that's no longer chasing me around.
Right. I will rarely use Pepto-Bismol. And I used to use it all the time growing up because that's what we had. You have those chalky little tablets you eat, and then it turns your shit black. That's not good. It's just not good, right? I know, a little TMI there. But hey, if you use bismuth, that's what's going to happen. This takes care of that. Like, if I ever have upset stomach, if my gut's hurting, I have some Tangie, I'm good to go.
It really makes a big difference.
So, I've talked about all the ones you've had those. You've had it in vape.
I think I've actually had this in flower too. Years ago, though. It's been a while since I've had it in flower.
Yeah, we
It's
need to get some flower.
Yeah, it's been more vape, concentrate, tincture, edible form.
But those are still really. I mean, for what we're consuming, because flower's always amazing, but not a bad experience.
Yeah, if you do have it in flower, I'm sure it's fantastic. Or if you haven't, go check it out. Tangie's one that is a good day use, good all around strain.
Yeah, tasty, light, not a lot of cough.
I'm not sure if it's East Coast right now. I do know it's Arizona, West Coast, Colorado.
Right.
So you can find it out on the West. So do check for Tangie or even a Tangie derivative, like one of the family breakdowns off of that. So it is a good. I don't know.
No, I'm gonna share a review of it read by Jen LG. She gave it 5 stars.
Jen LG.
Right. If you like Mai Tai, Blue Dream, or XJ-13, that sounds cool. That sounds like an X-Men.
I love XJ13.
Okay, so I'm already jealous. Then you'll love this strain. It's a creeper bud. When it hits you, a wave of relaxation washes over you. It's a bright high. You feel like you feel like you're inhaling sunshine. What a great way.
Sunshine.
Inhaling sunshine. This is a good writer. I wanna find you, I wanna hire you. I agree that it subsides quickly. However, it's only the brightness that fades, not the high. You stay plenty sativa stoned for a while. Like even though a Forza session, I don't understand that part. Maybe Forza on Xbox,
Maybe.
but
Driving cars around?
that's pretty awesome, right? I love that. Inhaling sunshine and that it subsides quickly, but the brightness only fades. And I get that from this one. Lights are brighter, colors are brighter, but it does fade, but the high lasts a long time. So I think that's where people get confused, saying that, oh, it fades.
I had a different review, but most of the ones is it does fade, but it's not.
It's not bad.
No.
Some fade and it just drops off.
Yeah, some are very fast, and it's like, wow, I'm like, doesn't feel like there's a drop of cannabis in my entire system right now.
Mac 1.
You know, I think just that extract or the distillate that we had because
It's from Bangers, bro.
I know, which we've thoroughly enjoyed all the other ones, but I was just not blown away. But
No, I'm thinking that if we had it in flower form, it'd be different, which is, yeah,
a whole
not all
different
of them are great.
experience,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. But I don't know. Any other final thoughts for Tangie?
No, man, great all around strain.
You used this for like a pre-workout too, didn't you?
Yeah, quite a bit. Pineapple Express has always been my favorite for pre-workout, like in a tincture form.
Yeah.
But taking this in tincture form before going to a workout, it's great for the simple fact that it allows me to be able to enjoy my workout. I'm not racing the clock. I'm there to get in a good workout session. I stay focused. I don't let myself get distracted. I don't find myself on my phone as much. I don't know what it is. I'll be at the gym and I'll be between sets and I'll be like, look something up. This one, I'm just like, I'm feeling the music and I'm just waiting for that next thing. And it really, what it does is it stretches time out. It allows you to enjoy the moments that you're in.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite things with cannabis is the ability to be more present.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I noticed that even this morning, having breakfast with my daughter and actually being present and having a real conversation.
Yeah, not so worried about everything coming up and all this. It's like a subconscious blocker. It's just like, what do you want to focus on? All right, cool. So great strain to being able to, if you're having a hard time talking with your kids and you're recently getting into cannabis and you're like, I need to be a more present parent, have a little bit of Tangie. So make sure to like and subscribe to us. Leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you.
Or a review.
Yeah, leave a review. That'd be awesome. Also, make sure to check out our Patreon page. And with that, we'll see you guys later.